national championship match. Congratulations on making it to this room and get this far. What I'd like to do is we'll just have everyone do their buzzer tests, and since we're out there on the internet for everybody for the future, you'll just give your name as you test, so you'll be preserved forever. We're just going to start. We're just going to start here, come to here, come here, and down this side. Ready? Please.
I'm from Sunday school. I'm Obama. Not from Jackson.
Matthew Fisher intermission.
My name is Marshall. I'm the director of Varsity JP Operations. I'll be reading this match. Working with me is Odd Frankfurt. And on our digital score sheet is Charlotte Bird. All right, well then let's take seats. Everyone's familiar coming from the semifinals. Everyone understands the point scale. We don't need to review anything. We can just dive right in, right? Yeah. All right, this is just like semifinals. This is 45 questions. The goal is 50 points. All right. Everyone ready? All right, good luck to you. Here we go. Toss-up number 1. After serving at the Constitutional Convention, this person penned the letters of a landholder. One of them. Correct. 6 points. Number 2. In 2020, Alan Logan published The Greatest Hoax on Earth, which asserted that most of this person's claims were fabricated or greatly exaggerated. This man, who reportedly worked for Louisiana Attorney General Jack Vermillion, claimed that he has turned down 3 presidential pardons. This man purportedly cashed over $2 million in bad checks while posing. Incorrect. While posing as a pilot for Pan American World Airways. Abagnale is correct for 4 points. Number 3. This person served as a professor of military science at Wilberforce College and befriended W.E.B. Du Bois. This person was awarded an NAACP Medal for Military Service in Liberia, and this person named a giant redwood after Booker T. Washington, serving in General Grant and Sequoia National Parks as the first African. Incorrect, -2. As the first African American superintendent of a national park. For the points, named as captain of the 9th Cavalry. Charles Young is correct for 4 points. Number 4. This leader most notably suffered injury at the Battle of Arganda in 1985. In response to a Swedish conservation group asking to preserve an ancient relic, this leader ordered the destruction of a Hazara cultural site. This leader may have been influenced by the Pashto concept of Nanawatai when refusing to hand over Osama bin Laden following the. That is correct for 5 points. Number 5. This person held the title of Magistrate of Landling for 2 years, leading up to the assassination of Lord Chuncheon. This person claimed that if people follow their desires, then boundaries cannot contain them and objects cannot satisfy them. Among the students of this person were Li Si and Han Fei, 2 noted legalists. And in a discourse from a namesake work, this person questioned Mozi's opposition to music. For the points, named this 3rd century BCE Confucian scholar.
Francis?
Sorry?
Francis?
Incorrect, -2. Sorry? Incorrect, -2. Confucian scholar who believed that human nature is evil. Oh. Time? This is Sun Tzu. By the way, I know we were without technology in the semifinal, but we were doing every 4. Do you want the score check every 10, right? Every 10 or every 4? Every 5? That's what I figured, but I didn't say that out loud. All right, moving on. Number 6. A piece of the Cape York meteorite was broken off by people from this culture to use as a source of. So repeat. No. A source of iron. In Viking sources, this culture was the original group to be called the Skraeling, meaning dry. No, sorry, that's That's not right either, meaning dried skin. The earliest stages of this culture are divided into Punuk, Birnik, and Old Berries. That is the tool culture. That is good for 5. Number 7. As president of the Cleveland Indians, this person signed Larry Doby, the first African-American player to the American League. With assistance from DJ Steve Dahl, this person orchestrated Disco Demolition Night at Comiskey Park, leading to a forfeit to the Detroit Tigers. And Lynn helped write this, the most famous autobiography of this person, which rhymed his name with wreck. For the points, named this American sports promoter, who is known for his gimmicks and ownership of Chicago White Sox throughout the 1960s and 70s. Time, that is Bill Beck. Number 8. As a result of this mission, the Joint Communications Unit was created. An investigation into this mission caused the creation of the SOAR Night Flying Unit. A leader declared, "Wind is God's agent," when describing the foiling of this mission, which involved several units called Bluebeard. This mission featured a meetup at Desert One, though a Haboom. Eagle Claw is correct for 5 points. Number 9. One leader of this group engaged in a strategy of feigned retreat by leaving behind hills of dirt covered in a single layer of beans, which was meant to imitate large food stores. One branch of this group was led by Mother Lou, who raised an army after her son was executed for a minor crime. With the Lulin, this group's rebellion resulted in the collapse of the short-lived Shin dynasty and the restoration of Han. That's good. I just started the next line, so that's good for 4. And number 10. An international authority for this area was established by the Treaty of Versailles, while passive resistance occurred here during the 1923 French occupation, intended to extract reparation payments. 6. Well, it's after 10, so it's a good time to talk about the score. Make sure it's right. So, okay. We don't need to announce. Points are as shown. And we will continue on with number 11. This figure orchestrated the elevation of Brogaterus to a priestly position in opposition to an appointee of Pompey. This figure passed 4 laws after becoming tribune, which occurred after his adoption as plebeian. The Senate House in Rome. That is right. That's good for 5. Number 12. Lulu Baxter Guy wrote a poem with this title that tells the reader, "Think not of all the crimes you've heard, but that march up San Juan," referencing Buffalo Soldiers. The most famous poem with this title asks, "Why heed long bleed in Cuba or dark Hawaii shore?" before saying Jim Crow laws will someday trouble breed. For the points, give this title, which names an 1899 poem by African-American clergyman H.T. Johnson, a satiric response of an imperialist poem by Richard Kipling. Black Man's Burden is right for 3. That's 3. Number 13. These people who practice cranial deformation. No, sorry. Were the first South Americans to engage in trepanning, or the drilling of holes in the skull. Mummy bundles from these people at the necropolis of Wari Kayan are noted for the use of embroidery to depict shamans carrying severed heads. Influenced by the Chaban to the north, these predecessors of the Nazca. No, sorry. These predecessors of the Nazca are known for using imported dyes to create complex textiles. For the point, name these early horizon people of the Ica Valley in Peru. No. Paracas. I got bad those but. Number 14. This party had a proposed constitution written by Leo Mechelin, a Finnish leader who instituted the world's first universal right to vote. A leader of this party gave a speech in which he repeatedly asked, "Is this stupidity or is it treason?" and wrote the Viborg Manifesto, which was signed by the Trudovics. Pavel Milyukov led this party, whose members led this party, whose members included Georgy Lvov. The 1905 Russian Revolution led to the creation of That's wrong too. The creation of for the points, what liberal party with the most deputies in the first unit? What? A little louder. No, what I have is the cadets with a K. Are we good? No problem. 15. During this event, Governor Henry Vane unsuccessfully attempted to move a trial away from Newtown to a more liberal city. This event rapidly escalated following a controversial fact. That's number 6. The antinomian controversy. Number 16. During the Rambler component of this mission, an AIM-7 Sparrow initially failed to ignite. The plans for this mission were made by John B. Stone and Joseph Hicks, as well as 2 other officers under orders of Robin Olds. The predictability of routes that contributed to the heavy losses in Operation Rolling Thunder was an inspiration for this January 2nd, 1967 mission, which resulted in the shootdown of 7 MiGs.
Like Operation Thunder?
Repeat?
Thunder?
No, sorry. For the points, named as combat operation, in which North Vietnamese fighter jets were lured into an attack by more agile F-4s. Time. This is Operation Bolo. Number 17. It didn't involve Russia, but this war triggered a December's revolution between Federalists and Unitarians after a coup by Juan Laval. During this war, Irish-born naval officer William Brown gained renown for decimating an enemy fleet at the Battle of Bunkal. What? No, sorry. This war was triggered by a group of insurrectionists known as the 33 Warriors. Yes. Cisplatin is good for 5 points. Number 18. This man changed the name of his country into a phrase meaning land of the incorruptible men. 6 points for Saqqara. Number 19. Number 19. The quote, whether in chains or in laurels, liberty knows nothing but victories, is attributed to this person and is inscribed in the Boston Public Garden. In an 1845 essay, this person claimed, the trial of 50 years only proves that it is impossible for free and slave states to unite on any terms. This person, who frequently wrote editorials for William Lloyd Garrison's Liberator, was described by George Lewis Ruffin as the one white American wholly colorblind and free from race prejudice. For the points, named as abolitionist orator from Massachusetts.
Horace Mann?
No, sorry. Time, that is Wendell Phillips. Okay, we're in agreement?
Yeah.
Number 20. This dynasty repelled a joint invasion by the kingdoms of Siam and Cambodia at the Battle of Rak Gung Swai Mut. This dynasty was overthrown by Qing-backed nobles in retaliation for harboring pirates and massacring ethnically Han peasants. Emperor Quang Trung of this dynasty defeated the Trin hordes and drove them into China. What? No, and drove them into China, and this dynasty was established after 3 peasant brothers led a rebellion that toppled the Lei dynasty. For the point, named this Vietnamese dynasty that was overthrown by the Nguyen. Time, this is the Tay Son or Dai Viet. All right, 20 questions. See, yeah, they already done. 20 questions posted. Let us continue. 21. This site is home to an elevated residence where earthen walls and floors were covered in sand and dyed with hematite, earning it the nickname the Red Palace. This site is believed to have declined in part due to shifts in the concourse of the Coahuilcas River. No, sorry. Like La Venta and Tres Zapotes, this site is very... That's it. San Lorenzo for 5. Number 22. Bob Weiss was criticized for his public comments on this place, saying, we want to make you feel what it was like to be a slave or what it was like to escape through the Underground Railroad. In 2018, YouTuber Kevin Perjurer made a video about this site, parodying Ken Burns' PBS documentary, The Civil War. Plans for this place were scrapped in 1995 thanks to outcry from local activists over its proximity to Manassas National Battlefield Park. For the points, name this never-built amusement park.
Disneyland America. Disney's like America.
Yes, Disney's America, that's right. That was 4. Yep, for the points. Number 23. During this event, radio host Jill Brooks urged the police and military to kill 50, 100, 125 people before burying and forgetting them. While fleeing this event, Juanita Corn Miller was bayoneted in the chest, nearly dying. During this event, the Warrior Society, led by Ellen Gabriel, successfully blocked the construction of a golf course on land known as the Pines. For the points, name this 1990 land dispute. Incorrect? Oka is right. I said the Pines, so that's 4. Number 24. In 2007, Dave Freudenthal appointed this person to fill a position held by Craig L. Thomas, who had died in office. In 2019, this person claimed that livestock will be banned as a result of the Green New Deal. This person currently serves as the ranking member of the Senate.
Barrasso.
That is correct for 5 points. John Barrasso. Yes, that's nothing. Number 25. This deity has been associated by Georges Dumézil with the Iranian hero Jamshid through the common mythical tropes of the proposed Proto-Indo-European deity Mitra Varuna. A notable altar to this deity was built by Frisian legionnaires at the Housesteads fort along Hadrian's Wall, and this deity's association with Germanic legislative bodies is reflected in his Latinized name Mars Sphinxus. This deity is often depicted without his right hand, which he fed as a sacrifice to Fenrir. The origin of the word, what? Yes, right before I started the next word, that's good for 5. Number 26. A Russian branch of this art movement included artists like Vladimir Mayakovsky and Natalia Goncharova, and was inspired. That's 6 points of futurism. No, that's okay. Next is 27. This person was honorably discharged from one position 2 months earlier than expected in order to lead Joseph Dixon and Forrest Hancock back to a certain region. Along with John Shields, this person was court-martialed for threatening John Ordway during the Lewis and Clark expedition. In the winter between 1807 and 1808, this person explored the region that would eventually become Yellowstone National Park, spending extensive time alone in the wild. For the points, name this fur trapper who is widely considered who's widely considered the first mountain man first mountain man in America. Time. His name is John Coulter. Number 28. This collection includes 4 branches featuring the mythical king Pryderi. Lady Charlotte Guest included both the tales of Coleridge and Olwen and Lud and Lafelix. That's good for 5 points. Mabinogion. Number 29. This economist's policies were briefly implemented in Houston during the mayorship of J.J. Pastoriza. This economist unsuccessfully ran for mayor of New York City in 1886 on the United. Henry George is correct for 6 points. Number 30. This company names and sponsors the chess tournament with the highest average player rating outside of the candidates tournament. And it has its origins in that is the Tautog group for 6 points. Okay, this is 30. Spencer leads with 34. 2 tied at 12. Next is number 31. We are good, right, by the way. We're good. Okay. Where was I? 31. Chinese visitors to this event were shocked by the display of a bed made by a machine. Prince Albert championed this event, which featured the world's largest diamond.
It's a great exhibition.
It's a great exhibition. That's good for 6 points still.
I feel like Crystal Palace.
It was an event.
Assuming an exhibition would be not.
The Crystal Palace was like,
What are you trying to say to this protest?
Like Crystal Palace, that's obviously it's good, but what I meant was Crystal Palace exhibition. Like, whatever it is, that's what we
Oh, diamond. No. No, yeah, Prince Albert, because you were earlier. Am I the one who runs this off, or gets them off? Or somewhere slack gets them off? You will be my judge, you know what's wrong.
no, I thought it was a second. Look, I
Hey, CJ.
Yeah.
Are we still on?
Yeah.
No. Thank you.
Yes.
I know, right?
Well, I think that maybe it was
All right, announcement. All right, that protest has been accepted. So those points will be added.
Yes.
As opposed to who? Sorry, no, I'm actually going to say that. Okay, yes, students can protest, so.
All right, we are resuming the round. Please quiet down.
All right, so to remind, we are at chapter 31. Here are our points as they stand. All right. So let's pick up where we left off with number 32. Come on in. Number 32. This composer's music gained renewed popularity in 1945 following a decade's ban under the Nazi regime. This man converted to Catholicism in order to obtain the post of director of Vienna's court opera, and in the 1890s, this man's compositions were almost entirely inspired by the German folk poetry collection, Das Leben. Mahler's right for 5. 45 now. Number 33. Dunbar Davis gained fame for his rescue of ships in this archipelago during an 1893 hurricane. This archipelago was the site of the 2004 G8 summit within its Golden Isles, including Blackbeard Island and Sapelo Island, which is
the Sea Islands.
Sea Islands is correct for 5 points. Next is 34. An 1855 work on These People by Elizabeth Gaskell is titled An Accursed Race. An attempt to explain the linguistic meaning of the name of these people includes the fact that they might be Visigoth descendants, though Pierre de Marca claims these people were hunters of the Goths. Cagos is correct for 5 points. Okay. Going on to 35. In a short story, this author described his embarrassment in venturing up to the rainy river and borrowing a boat, only to turn around from dodging the draft. This author described the indiscriminate damage caused by mines in Vietnam in a memoir titled If I Die in a Combat Zone, Box Me Up and Ship Me Home. This author included Jimmy Cross's... What? O'Brien is right for 5 points. Okay, 36. Diodorus Siculus claimed that this non-Greek location's name was the actual reason for the story of Dionysus being born from a thigh. This five-peaked locale is traditionally located in the Aravalli Range, and it is usually represented by the highest point of the Piatat multi-tiered roof in traditional Burmese architecture. This location sits in the middle of continents like Jambu Dipa and Uttarakuru Dipa. It is part of the Mount Meru is correct for 5 points. Number 37. This thinker compared the history of China, India, Western Europe, and Eastern Europe to argue that state building, rule of law, and accountability are the titular concepts in the origin of political order. This thinker's Hegelian argument for the finality of Western democracy was criticized by... What? Fukuyama is correct for 5 points. Number 38. In 1980, this person won the Lou Marsh Trophy and passed away at New Westminster Hospital. A statue commemorating this person is located at Beacon Hill Park at the 0 mile mark. At the start of one journey, this person filled 2 large bottles with seawater. No, sorry.
Terry Fox.
Terry Fox is correct for 5 points. Okay. Number 39. This company's slogan was developed after N.W. Ayers' copywriter, Mary Frances Garrity, came up with the catchphrase. This company's facilities were used to develop a cannon designed by George Labrum, which was used at the Siege of Kimberley and was named the Long Cecil. Ernest Otto De Beers is correct for 5 points. Number 40. The name of this site was chosen by Edward Allenby to describe a 1918 battle in the Jezreel Valley. So what? Incorrect. Continue. This place was the site of a battle in 609 BCE in which the 26th dynasty of Egypt, Megiddo, and it's still good for 6. Okay, that's 40. We're good. 5 questions remain. Number 41. The bungalow of this person was given to the National Center for the Performing Arts following his death in a plane crash near Mount Geneva while en route to London. This scientist claimed that thorium rather than uranium was a preferred form of power generation. This scientist lends his name to an atomic research center in Mumbai overseen by the Prime Minister.
4OG.
No, sorry. For the points name, the scientist referred to as the father of the Indian nuclear program. Time, this is Baha. Number 42. According to the Baha'i faith, prophecies about this event were largely correct, but actually referred to the ministry of the Bab. This event was predicted to be the culmination of Daniel chapter 8, in which the Lord cleansed the sanctuary, and this event was inspired by the second great...
The sack of Jerusalem.
No, I'm sorry, I'm getting a question. Was inspired by the Second Great Awakening. This event, which took place in Ithaca, New York, led to the foundation of the Adventist movement. For the points named this October 22nd, 1844 event, in which Jesus healed...
The Great Disappointment.
It's the Great Disappointment for 4 points. Number 43. The Rome Statute established this organization, which Burundi left over accusations of anti-African bias. Congolese warlord Thomas Lubanga Dilo was the first person. The International Criminal Court, that's good for 6. Number 44. The term V in place names often indicates settlements in this region where rulers.
The Greater North Sea Empire.
No, sorry. Where rulers collected the Harrigal tax. 5 fortified towns. Yes, Danelaw, right. Where did I get to? Where did I say 5 boroughs?
5.5 pounds.
Yeah.
All 5 boroughs.
All right, then that's 6. That's 6.
What question are we on?
45. So, 45. Members of the Catawba tribe were hired to track the perpetrators of this event, who were primarily from the Kingdom of Congo. This
Stoner Rebellion?
6 points for Stoner Rebellion. Yes, okay. So we have a tie between Arjun and Ion. So I have questions here at the back to have. Once we settle the tiebreaker, all students and spectators will have go to the trophy presentation. No option 3 and 4 next week. What?
We put the second tiebreaker as well.
As you like. All right. Well, let's get to it then. We're going to do 1 to 1. All right. Extra question number 1. This is for the tiebreaker. A speech by this politician titled "Reflections on Urban America" was criticized for citing a single mother in the TV show Murphy Brown as an example of rural decline. This politician, who represented Indiana in the Senate during the 1980s, was the target of the remark, "Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy," during a debate against Lloyd Bentsen. This politician gained notoriety after erroneously correcting
Quail.
Dan Quayle is correct. And then real quick for super funsies, number 2. All right. Shh. Not yet. All right, really, let's go. Here we go. This company's product notably does not contain any material by Joanna Newsom or an acclaimed Captain Beefheart board called Trout Mash Replica. This company was criticized for removing silent material by Wolfpack, and this company, which was co-founded by Daniel Eck, is noted for Spotify. It's Spotify. All right.